Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Tiger Pit. Today, I would like to show and review this case's full-size Copperlock in sky blue Crandall jig. First, let's get in on that awesome Crandall jig blue. It's got an arrowhead shield. This is true sharp stainless steel. A nickel silver bolsters, nickel silver shield, I believe. True sharp stainless steel, brass pins. Look at the pile side here. Some are lighter than others, some are darker than others. I did rub a little mineral oil on this, so it looks a little darker than when it came. When it came, inside of the jigging there, because it's not pocket worn, it's pretty dry looking and stuff. So I wanted to put some mineral oil in there. Let's look at the back lock. Now, that looks really good. You are going to see some gaps and some light through this because mid-lock and back locks are definitely different than the slip joint. So nothing to worry about. You just want to make sure you don't have any blade play or wobble. This one does not have any left-right play or up and down. Beautiful clip point blade here with a long pull and swedging. Now, the Copperlock, the full size, has kind of become one of my new favorite patterns. Now, I'm a huge Trapper fan, a huge Barlow fan, and I like, honestly, I'm a knife fanatic, so I like all patterns. I love Stockman's, you name it, I like it. Clip point blade is one of my all-time favorite, and I like Warncliffe's. I like all blade shapes, even the spade blade sometimes. I'm really not prejudiced against really nice knives. So let's do a size comparison here. Let me measure it first to give you an idea of what you're dealing with here. These are larger than the minis. They are 4 1/4 inch close length or handle length. And the blade is, about 3 1/4 inches long with a cutting length of 3 inches. And it's about 7.5 inches overall. So let's do a size comparison here. I was pretty impressed with the size comparison to a Buck 112. The handle lengths are the same. It looks like the tip on the Copperlock is slightly bigger because the 112 is a 3-inch blade with 2 3/4 inch. Let me verify that so I don't get it wrong. Yes, 3-inch blade with 2 3/4 inch cutting length. So the blade's just slightly smaller. Now, this is a funny comparison, though they are both lockbacks and are both about the same size. They're completely different. Look at the thickness here in the handle and the blade stock. Now, I don't have my micrometer here to measure the blade stock, but you can see the handles side by side are the same length. But when you do that and look at the blades, the buck is just shy, which is no worries. I consider this buck a hard to medium use knife, and it's built like that, and the weight feels like that, and you have a good grip because of the thickness of the handle. This is like a 5/8 inch thick handle, and this is the 3/8 inch thick handle, just to give you an idea. Now, I'd consider these like medium to light users. You could probably use them hard. I wouldn't want to mess it up. It's just Case just makes such pretty knives. Love the blue. I have a dark red bone, full size. It is so nice I ordered another one. So that's the 112 comparison. Real quick, let's show the box here. Let's see if I can find the part number, the model number in there. It is 61549L stainless steel. This is a 2024. This one was manufactured November 30th, 2024. Obviously, sky blue bone Crandall jig Copperlock. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to compare it to the Wharncliffe. So the other blade shape you can find in these magnetic blades is the Wharncliffe. And whereas the handles are the same length, the Wharncliffe is slightly smaller. It is actually a 3-inch blade. I know I'm supposed to be reviewing this sky blue, but yes, it's a 3-inch blade with 2 3/4-inch cutting length. So this is more comparable blade length to the 112, I guess you'd say. They're coming out with a white bone, or excuse me, natural bone, stars and stripes shield in carbon steel Wharncliffe. Cannot wait to get that. Let's do a comparison to the mini trapper here. Or excuse me, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. The mini Copperlock with magnetic blades. Can I do it without them wanting to magnetize to each other? That's the magic of case right there. You ready? Magical. Maybe if I try this side. I don't know if I'll be able to do this without my hands in the way. They love each other. There we go. So you can see the size difference. This is definitely actually thinner. The cutting length, it is smaller, but it's not too huge of a difference. These minis are actually really awesome, light, small carries. This is the amber bone in stainless steel. And I also would like to compare it to a full-size case trapper. The magic of case strikes again. The trapper is 4 1/8 inch. So whereas it looks to me like the handle lengths are exactly the same, they're not. The trapper is 1/8 inch shorter. The blade lengths are pretty much identical, just completely different clip point blades. The trapper has a nail nick, and the Copperlock has the long pull. And also there is no swedging on the trapper. But just to give you an idea of the size of the knife, I really love how it feels in the hand. I like the copper head to the front. I like the fact that it's a mid-lock. It's really easy to close one-handed. Some people can slow roll these. It really depends. I might be able to do it. Kind of get it out, and it's probably greased up. You can, yeah, so you can one-hand open it. Just be careful. And let's get in frame here. Let's compare it to a Sodbuster Junior. This is the sky blue that I picked up. It was under $40. How can you not pick up a case Sodbuster for under $40 in bone? To give you a size comparison. Now this one I did really soak in mineral oil because it was gritty. So it did get darker, but you know, as the bone dries out, it'll lighten up. Yeah, too beautiful. Sky blue is really cool. I've considered getting a trapper in this. I have 10 full-size trappers. I did recently order one in carbon steel that I wanted to get before they were gone. So I'm kind of holding off, but I found them $45 for a full-size trapper in this awesome bone. I'm not sure why this bone is actually more affordable. Maybe it's easier to manufacture and cheaper for them. So thank you for joining me. It is a fingerprint magnet. For those of you weary of True Sharp stainless steel, the edge retention is pretty much exactly the same as their carbon blades. I've watched videos, cut tests between True Sharp and carbon steel, and they perform pretty much the same in edge retention. Now, carbon steel is much easier to sharpen and get that razor sharp edge. This isn't too bad. I ran it over the stone a few times, and a ceramic rod and stropped it, and it didn't really take much to get this sharp. So stainless isn't hard to sharpen. Now, if you live in humid environments, you might want to go with stainless steel. If you like shiny looking blades and don't want, and you go to cut fruit and you go to cut meat and your blade gets all teenered up and you just don't like it, definitely opt for a stainless steel. And that's probably 85 to 90% of cases, knives are in true sharp. So you will have no shortage of patterns and cover materials in that option. Now, if you want carbon steel, you are limited to a few. There's gray bone, there's mahogany bone, there's deep red bone, and they're coming out with the natural bone. And I know there's a few others out there, the Workman series in red synthetic. So one last look. I don't know why my camera is getting so yellow. Maybe it's because I'm just getting too close. Let's try this. Oh, wow. That's real blue. Look how blue that is. Here we go. That's a little bit brighter. Just a gorgeous piece. Like I said, I am going to be collecting almost every one I see. I've seen a few in the synthetic that I'm holding off on because I'm just saving my money for these bone ones. They're absolutely fantastic. I told you I have 2 minis, and the minis are great, but they're pretty much the same price, or if not more, than the full size. Depends on your hand size. If you're a smaller, more petite individual, or like lighter, smaller carries, the mini will be perfect for you. If you have big hands like me, this is going to be like a 3-finger knife. So take your choice. They're fantastic knives. I have some more on the way, and I will do a video in the future. You guys, be kind, stay sharp, and take chances. And remember, the magic of case will magnetize you.